Okay, so I was gonna make this into a short, but then I yapped on for like 5 minutes, and it was very rushed, and I don't feel like trying to edit out 2 minutes, and then rush everything. So today I'm just talking about like the state of my Ask Me Anything as someone who's Arrow Ace the questions, because there was like an hour period last night where I got questions back to back to back to back, and I was reading the questions and I would like it, and then I would go to comment, then I would get another comment, and I was like, okay, I'll just come back to this one. And that happened over and over again. I ended up not responding to any of them until like 9:30, when I just sat down. I was like, okay, any new comments I'm just going to ignore until I just answer the early ones. I also just went ahead and wrote down all of the questions slash topics because it was getting a little bit too much to keep up with just mentally. Also, I get a little distracted sometimes, so this is my lock the fuck in note list. Okay, I just want to go over it because I feel like y'all should be informed on just where everything is, because I'll keep asking some really good questions, and I swear I'm gonna get around to all of them. And if I keep getting as many as I've been getting, I might just have to go into July, because I want to answer as many questions as I can. I'm gonna start with the ones, this is kind of the order I plan on going on. These aren't the ones I'm answering today specifically, but like, just saying, these are in my back pocket. These are gonna come out soon. Trust me. The first one is, how young is too young to like label yourself? I got 2 comments like back to back saying like, they feel like they're Arrow Ace, but they don't want to label themselves because they feel like they might be too young, and you know, and it's not too young. You're never too young. But I want to talk about it with more nuance in a short, so it is getting some video. All these are getting their own videos. I'm sorry if I keep saying it over and over again. I stayed up late last night and I got up early today just so I could make this video plus the video today, and then like have a couple prepared because I have a 2-day thing, and so I need 2 ready in advance. Second question is writing good Arrow / Ace characters. I'm writing a novel, and the main character is Arrow Ace. Will it ever be finished? So I'm writing a novel, but I just thought that'd be some like fun food for thought, just get it out there. I also like talking about Arrow Ace characters in fiction because we have very little representation, and I feel like talking about how to include that better in your stories, if you make stories, is just, you know, a good thing to put out there. So yeah, and if I feel like any of these questions need a lot of explaining, I might make just like a full-length video like this. Also, how many sexualities did I go through? Flesh gender. This one, I feel like I've kind of answered this one before in the past, but also not specifically dedicate a video to it. So I'm just kind of on the fence about this one, because this one I've already kind of answered and it feels a little repetitive, and it feels very disingenuous to leave out the gender stuff because I really don't want to talk about gender at this current point in time. So this one might be for later date. I did answer that question with a comment, so it may, I'm still a little on the fence on whether I want to answer this question or not. Yeah, we're not talking about gender. It's a thing. Flag colors. I got like 2 questions back to back asking me if I liked the Arrow Ace flag colors. I was like, okay. Just with the flag colors, I might keep pushing it back to answer deeper questions, I guess, or more related to aromanticism / asexuality more specifically. But trust me, it will get done this month, trust. But if it's something I feel like is particularly important, like the how young is too young, because I feel like it's very important, because it doesn't relate just to aromanticism and asexuality, but also like just being queer in general, how young is too young to be queer? Like, I feel like that one's a little more important than the flag colors, but flag colors will get answered. Trust me, okay? Queer platonic relationships. This one I do want to answer, but also I feel like I would need to do a little bit more research because I haven't really looked into it that much. This is also where I want to say I'm not an expert in asexuality and aromanticism. I'm just aromantic and asexual. So everything I'm saying is just my opinion. I just want to make sure I say that here because I don't want people to think that my word is like gospel, okay? This is very much like, this is my opinion, this is what I've heard. Just know that this is coming from my point of view. It is very biased because, you know, and I 100% recommend doing your own research before you continue spreading my opinion because I am just a random person on the internet. Bi/pan aro ace. I got this one, I was like, okay, this is probably pretty important because you can still be aro ace but still have like another sexuality, I guess. Because I also got another question's like, is there a sexuality for where you're aro ace but you would probably be a lesbian even though you're not in a relationship or have never been in a relationship or never been attracted to people? And I was like, I don't know. And then they mentioned bi/pan aro ace and I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm gonna answer that one. Trust. It's also gonna include the lesbian aro ace question. Trust. It's coming, guys. I swear. And then, okay, these weren't specifically questions, but were things that I feel like I could elaborate on or answer better. I'd probably do these after the questions because it isn't Ask Me Anything. So I want to do specifically questions. But things I feel like I could elaborate on if I happen to run out of questions, which I don't think I will at this point. But it's that like being aromantic doesn't mean you can't be in a relationship, and being asexual doesn't mean you can't have sex. I feel like this is the question, not a question. I feel like this topic deserves a video and deserves to be looked at with nuance. But also, again, I might not be the best person to ask about this because, you know, I am very far on the asexual spectrum and like here on the aromantic spectrum. Like, you know. But I do want to approach that topic with some nuance. With all my videos, I try to put as much nuance as possible. Sorry, I just got a text and I was trying to read it. Nuance. That's what I was talking about. I'm trying to approach it with as much nuance as possible because I don't want to be like, yeah, this is, I'm just going to use the shipping question I answered as example. I don't want to be like, yeah, shipping aro ace characters is horrible and if you do, you deserve to go to hell because that's a stupid way to look at the world in black and white. So I try to come out with like, yeah, it's kind of icky, but like, it's not the end of the world if you do. That was where I came at with it, and that's what I try to get across, because yeah, there's a million characters that aren't aro ace, and you can use, but like, if you want to use them, I guess, whatever. Okay, another topic, since I keep getting off of it, I'm so funny, right, is there's just a question, there was a comment I got that was like, oh yeah, I'm pan, and my friend was asexual, and my friend is asexual, and it never occurred to me that like, ace people could exist, and that like, but like, but they explained it to me, so now, yeah, wait, yay, whatever. I'm just gonna have a comment here, because I don't feel like explaining it. Also, I just spoke a bunch of gibberish. But this just reminded me of the fact that I know and I'm friends with a lot of bi and pan people. And I just think it's odd, and I feel like I could talk about that a little bit if I need to, if I run out of questions. I don't think I am, because y'all are just so supportive. Okay, I also have silly questions here, because some of y'all have been asking silly questions, and I know that they're not like supposed to be taken seriously, but I think it'd be so funny if I just did an entire video where I answer a bunch of silly questions very seriously, like rapid fire. Somebody was like, do you like aerodynamics and aces of any suit? And I was like, bro, that's funny. I also didn't know how to respond to that with a comment, and I didn't want it to be passive aggressive, like, yep, I saw that, and then move on. Because I just think it'd be funny to answer these all in the comment. Probably today, honestly. Probably just do them today. Because, you know, day 10, I feel like this is the perfect day to just knock out the silly questions. Also, I've been having some, some deeper comments to talk about. And as much as I love doing those, I kind of want to just take a break. Maybe do, not an easier video, but like a more lighthearted one while I work on writing scripts for the other ones. Because I do use scripts, and then I go like a little bit off of it, but like, just so I don't yap forever, like in this video. Because the short that I recorded was 5 minutes long, and that was explaining absolutely everything. It's currently 12 minutes and 10 minutes. Oh, it's 12 minutes and 15 seconds into this recording. I'm probably gonna edit down just a little bit because your girl can yap. I also have some like if time allows topics that I'm bringing up, me personally. These are just things I think are important, but I would much rather answer y'all's questions before just talking about what I want to talk about, because I can make my own videos about these any day of the year. But this June, I want to answer yours because y'all deserve it. So the first one was like my specific sexuality, because I kind of like sprinkle it in to the videos, but I could make like a specific video for it. But I could do that any day of the year and then pin it to my YouTube/TikTok page. And follow me on TikTok if you're watching this, because I post over there. I'll post like work in progress photos over there. So like if you're curious or if you really like me as a person, I want to get to 300 followers over there, so y'all should do it. Also, I'm almost to 400 subscribers over here. Me? Damn. But like seriously, thank y'all so much. Because I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, I got to 350 subscribers. Then I looked back at it, I was like, oh my god, 367. That's more than I just had. And then I woke up this morning and there's 386. Where are you people coming from? And then, okay, back to this. Again, keep getting off topic. So I talked about specific sexuality. And I was also going to do body image and asexuality, because I feel like my body image gets a little skewed. Because of my asexuality and whatever, but I also feel like that kind of leans a little bit more into gender. And if none of y'all has specifically asked for it, I don't want to bring it up and then just do a video just for me, because again, I can do that anytime I want, because this is my channel. It's all about me, guys. Look at me. And then also a question my friend asked me that I have already made a video about. It's like, what would happen if I found the one? I've already answered it, but I would like to come back to that question with, you know, more nuance, since I am now older and wiser and like so amazing. But also like, I've already answered it, so it also doesn't feel like something I should do this month. I also have a couple story times if I run out of questions. Again, I don't think that's gonna happen, but like back pocket ideas. I have a red dress story that also kind of leans into gender, but also body image, so I'd probably combine it with the if I have time questions. And then I also have a story about the one time I got asked out. It wasn't very eventful, but this is more of like yeah, this is kind of the catalyst to me realizing I was aro ace, because I was thinking like I got asked out one time. You know, the way I responded to that was probably not normal. That's all the questions I have so far and all the topics I have. Again, I'm gonna answer questions first, topics brought up by y'all second. The if I have time, and then the story times would be like bottom of the barrel. For some reason, YouTube stops sending my videos out, or TikTok, and then I get no more questions, and it's like the end of the month, and I just need to finish it. And I have a couple specific thank yous written right here. I want to say thank you to Lee. It was about like how you liked the way I explained it, and you said it was like, I think it's beautiful the way you explain this, and I'm not aro ace, but like I get it, or something like that. I haven't read that comment today. I probably should have before recording this. Yeah, I just want to say thank you because I'm not someone who feels particularly articulate. And like, I don't know, that just made my day. It's like, oh my god, I'm not a hot mess, just a pretty one. Also on TikTok, somebody gave me some book recommendations. I can read a book. Me when I can read a book. I can read so many fucking books. And like, I got a book recommendation, like, if you insist. I really appreciate it because I don't know anybody in my real life that likes to read. So I appreciate getting some book recommendations because I can't really get those from, you know, real life. I also want to say thank you to everyone who has shared their story because I know that sometimes I'll just like the comments and not respond because y'all just in like a wall of text, lore/trauma dumping. It's like, oh my god, what do I say to this? But just know, I read every single one. I only like comments once I read them to make sure that I have read them. I just want to say thank y'all so much because I know how hard it is to be vulnerable. And I just want to say thank y'all for being vulnerable and thank y'all for supporting me while I'm being vulnerable. Yeah, that's kind of all I have. Again, thank you for 386 subscribers. Seriously, I would love to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. I know it's way up here, but like, I don't know, just see what happens. But also face reveal. I know that I don't typically show my face, but like, this just felt like something I need to show my face and be personal for. This was not scripted. I think you can tell. Try not to ramble. Again, thank y'all so much. I know I yapped for a while. It's almost 20 minutes of me yapping that I need to go and edit down. Again, thank y'all. I know I keep saying again, thank y'all, but thank y'all. Happy Pride, y'all. Okay, 5 minutes. And it was very rushed until like 9:30 when I just answered the early. I want to talk about gender. So, yeah. Black colors. I feel like that one's, in my opinion, romantic. Doesn't mean you. I'm trying to approach it with this. I'm trying to use the shipping. That like if you want to use them, they're shipping it to me. So whatever. Really questions. No, but like the one. I'm now older and wiser. This one. And you said it was like I think it's recording this, but I don't know. That just made my day. If you insist, I appreciate getting some book recommendations. You know, real life. Read them. Say thank y'all so much. All I have again, 1,000 by the end of the year. I don't know, just see what happens. Thank y'all. Happy Pride, y'all.